Hey guys, hello. All right, today we're gonna get deep. We're gonna get deep, not too deep, but I am gonna talk about the truth about weight loss and sustaining the weight loss when it comes to psychosocial issues. I deal with this stuff every single week with my clients. There are a lot of underlying issues that we use food to medicate with. So I kind of want to talk about those things, what I see, how we address it, and hopefully inspire some of you that maybe identify with some of this to take action to change some of those behaviors and address the issues for the underlying food behaviors that you may have. So let's get started. Okay guys, let's talk about the truth about weight loss. So this strictly has to do with the psychosocial aspects of weight loss. This is not about learning food and portion sizes, anything to do with that. Even if you get all of that stuff down and you have a great understanding, if you don't address the underlying issues that you have used food to self-medicate for, it's not gonna last. You have to get down to the core of the problem. And so these three things are some of the more common issues that I see with my clients that I try to work on with, but some of it's outside of my realm. So I actually do have a therapist that I refer clients out to. I have a team, I guess you could say, because it takes more, you have to have a team in order to achieve goals these days, basically. Like I have a physical therapist I refer out to. I have a therapist, a mental therapist that I refer out to. It just depends on what my client needs. I lean on somebody else that I know is excellent in their field, and as a team, we try to help that individual. So I'll tell you from my side what I do with clients and helping them, but obviously I'm no expert in that and would definitely refer out to a therapist almost always if I have a client that presents with any of these types of behaviors, basically. So first and foremost is unresolved issues from trauma, adversity, maybe something happened in childhood, who knows, whatever it may be, but there's some trauma or some issues that occurred in your life that you just haven't dealt with. You have not addressed, you have not talked about, you have not shared it. Maybe you've shared it with your spouse, but you've never really gotten down into it and dealt with those issues. And so you eat your feelings, basically. When you get stressed or if you get in situations that remind you of these situations or bring back these old feelings, you go to food to medicate instead of heading into that problem head on and dealing with it. So this one right here is obviously outside of my wheelhouse. When my clients talk with me and tell me some of the things, I 100% at that point refer them out to a therapist to start dealing with these issues. And I see this a lot. I see this a lot with clients that have got stuff going on and they don't know how to deal with it, so they go to food and they overeat, maybe they overdrink, whatever it may be, and it could be both. And so I work on it and set different goals for my clients. And it's small goals. It could be, okay, I don't want you to eat past 9 p.m. this week, because I see a lot of clients that have behavior issues with food. It's a lot of late night eating. And that's probably because it's the end of the day. They don't have stuff to keep them busy at that point, and it's a lot of times when the mind can race and we end up overeating or binging on food. So I just set small things like, don't eat after 9 p.m. Let's make sure we're in bed by 11 p.m. Let's get up by 8:30 a.m. Let's do this. I set all these other goals to try and help form more of a schedule, a regimented schedule, to help keep them on track and not go so far off the deep end. But then I refer to the therapist, obviously, to dig deep and face those issues to help them deal with them so that we can progress and move forward. Number two, this is probably the most common that I see, honestly, with my clients, is unworthiness. My clients are mostly females and a lot of moms, and they put themselves last, okay? If anything goes wrong in the house, if something's not right, if stress is high, anything like that, the first thing that goes in that is them. They quit focusing on them and getting their workouts in, or making sure that they're eating their meals and getting their meal planning prep. They take care of everybody else but them. Whoops. And I see that a lot. And so I work on this a lot with my clients, trying to have them realize that taking care of themselves, one, not only will help them address and handle stressful situations. There's tons of studies and documentation out there about how exerting yourself physically helps you to problem solve, helps you to deal with stress, helps you to not get to your red line so quick, if that makes sense, to stand back for a second, evaluate the situation. It just helps you mentally process situations better. You're much calmer when you physically exert yourself. So that's one thing that I try to get across to my clients is, it doesn't need to be the best workout ever. You're not even trying to do anything but get out there and move your body and get some of this energy off your chest to help you deal with the situation. So they'll let the workouts go. They'll let meal planning, prepping, all that kind of stuff go. They'll just, throw it to the wind because craziness happened, which, that's life and it's going to happen for a day, okay? But there's no reason for 10 to 14 days of just throwing shit to the wind, basically, and not caring because, life got crazy. That's where you have to time manage, have to pull it back in, have to believe in yourself and put some self-worth in you, that you're worth it to fight through and do the things that are hard. And it may mean that you have to stay up a little bit later at night to plan your meals when you're so freaking tired. But doing it that night will save you so much stress and time going forward in the day after or the day after, etc. So again, I work on this, but some of this does stem, again, we see from this, there's some underlying issue that's going on that makes them not feel worthy, and that they should come last all the time and put everybody else first. So it depends on what I talk with my clients and what I see, whether or not we recommend to a therapist or we just work on some goals and I have them go and do some things. I'll tell them, a goal seriously I've set for a nutrition client could be, go get a manicure this week, go get a massage, and don't come back to me until you've had it. I make them take time for themselves and show them that it's okay to do that. And there is time in a 7-day work week period, whatever it may be, there is time in that week for you to take care of yourself. And we've all heard the saying, you can't take care of others unless you're taking care of yourself. And I always refer to the example, when you're on an airplane, what do they tell you to do with the air mask? If we lose pressure and you have to put the air mask on, you have to put yours on first and then do everybody else's, right? Because you can't do anything for anybody else if you're down. So you have to take care of yourself first. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually very loving because it makes you a better person, a better mom, a better partner. If you are taking care of yourself and you're happy and you feel good, it makes you a lot better person. So you are worthy, okay? Last and not least is isolation. Big in COVID, obviously, big. I have had so many clients that have put on weight during COVID because of the isolation. Again, we're eating our feelings. We are digging down into that bag of chips versus getting out and going for a walk. We're eating out of boredom. We're eating just because it's stressful and it's just hard and it's just we're by ourselves. We're not seeing our friends. We're not being out social. We're not going to the gyms like we used to as our outlet. We've lost all these social capabilities that we used to use as outlets to help us deal with our own stresses, deal with our own problems. I'm gonna sneeze. Always have to sneeze in a video. Jeez. So again, we're turning to food for it, for the isolation. So, I highly encourage my clients when we're talking about this. I'll set goals, step goals, social goals, whatever it may be, to help them get rid of some of these habits that have been developed, especially during COVID. With the isolation, to get them back out. And maybe they're not comfortable going back to restaurants and things like that. And that's fine. That's to each person is their own thing. I'll still set goals to get outside, do other things, interact in other ways to help reduce some of these isolation feelings and habits and change the habits that we developed during that time to make them feel better. So I hope this is helpful. I hope, if anything, if any of this identifies with you, you reach out, you get therapists, you talk to a friend. You can reach out to me. I can point you in any direction and try and help. You just don't sit in it, guys. You have to ask for help. You have to reach out for somebody to guide you and provide you tools to deal with these things. You can't do it on your own, okay? Believe me, I've tried. I am a huge fan of therapy. Therapy is a wonderful, wonderful thing to help you address and deal with things that are hard and you don't want to. I always say you have to do the things that are hard to get results, and those results in turn to motivation. So motivation doesn't fall out of the sky, guys. You have to push through and you have to break through some walls to get there for the motivation to occur, and that 100% applies to all of this kind of stuff. You know, working out is hard, eating right is hard, dealing with feelings, emotions, underlying issues, unworthiness, isolation is hard, but you have to do it if you want to progress and move forward and feel better and be a better version of yourself. So I hope this is helpful for you, and you can check out any of my information if you're watching this on YouTube. All the links are below. If you're watching this on Instagram, the link is in my bio where you can get more information from my ebook. You can check out my programming, and you can contact me at any time. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a great day.